Hey guys, today is gonna be a little bit different. It's just gonna be sort of like me talking to you, seeing what comes up, seeing what I want to say. I'm just gonna give this a shot, see what happens with it, and so you guys get to know a little bit more. Yeah, I don't know. We'll just see what happens. I'm just gonna talk and try to share some things. So I guess we'll start with a topic. Like I really just want you to shine. That's my credo. Like, have people really shine. I want you to shine. I want the world to shine, because to me everything just seems so bland, so blank. There's no color here anymore. You know, everyone is like black and gray, and even all cars are black, gray. Maybe you'll have a blue one in there or a white one, but still. And most houses are that way too. They're white or some shade of gray or brown, and that's basically all the colors. You have blue, brown, black, white, and gray. And everything's like that. You know, you have jeans that are blue or black. You have pants, like suits, that are mostly black. You wear t-shirts, like white t-shirt, or, you know, something blue or black or brown. And that's it. And that seems very simple and very boring and very not fun. You know, when you're at a party or like in a circus or at some big event, there's usually so many colors. Like you have green, orange, yellow, like all these happy colors that are just not here anymore. Basically everything seems like a rainy day, you know, with gray skies, blue water coming down, and then, you know, the ground being black because it's wet. Whoop-de-doo. It seems so stupid, but that's not the point. I got off on a little tangent there. The point is that people are like that too. People are black or white or something in between. And even when people tell you, you know, you're not black or white, you're some shade of gray. Well, great. That's still gray and not fun and boring. Why would you want to be gray? Look, just be colorful. Why can't you be orange? Why can't you be green? Why can't you be chrome? I don't know if that's a color or whatever. I don't know that many colors. But that's, you know, just be a different color. Be something completely unique. Something that isn't out there. Don't follow the standard of, you know, going to your job, coming back home, watching TV, and doing all that boring stuff. You know, add a little bit of flair, add a little bit of color, add a little bit of spice if you like. Whatever you want to call it. I call it a color, because I think you can be a different color and be shining in that color. And that's what I want you guys to do. I don't want you all to be gray or black or white and just completely blank colors. Like, I don't know what it's called, matte or something, you know, like not poppy at all. I want you to pop out. I want you to stand out in the crowd. I want you to shine among everyone else. So that when people see you just walk by, they can feel your presence. They may not see you actually shining, that'd be sort of weird. But they know that you're incredibly, like, energetic, and you're just doing what you want, you're certain, you're happy, and your life is just going your way. But that only happens when you let go of trying to be gray. You know, any color can become gray. If you just take out all the good things about the color, it'll become gray or white or black. I mean, that's what happens to our hair when we grow older. We lose the color pigmentation and it just goes white or gray. Or by black, you know, when you have black hair it goes like darker gray, but you know, it's usually some sort of gray. For me it might be white, but you know, for a normal person it's probably gray. And that's what happens when like all the life leaves. When all the life, all the joy, all the excitement leaves, then you are going to become gray or black or white. And that's not where you want to be. No, you want to be colorful. Look, when you were a kid, you had a favorite color. You had a favorite animal, you had a favorite hero, and you had all these incredible things that you did. Like, you just went out and you chased a dream, even if it was just a dream, like you wanted to become Superman or Wonder Woman. You chased out and tried to become that. You played as them every single day. And the more your parents allowed you to be or to chase that dream, the more you became infatuated with that personality, or with that person, or hero, or whatever it is. You see that all the time with little girls who love horses. You know, their parents encourage it. They say, okay, riding is a great thing, we'll encourage that. And then they just fall in love with horses. Like, it's incredible that some girls, how much they love horses. But if your parents don't approve of it, or if your parents say, well, this is not really what you should do, or they don't encourage it, or they don't try to improve it, then it's just gonna die away. You know, how many things did you have as a kid that really inspired you, that really made you want to have more experiences with it? I know, I loved dolphins. I don't know why, they just fascinated me. And I wanted to become a marine biologist forever. Didn't end up working because I never got any positive feedback for it. I never got more into it. Because my parents didn't encourage me, they didn't care, you know? But now it's your own life. You're living your own life. Encourage yourself on the things you want to do. You have dreams right now. You have things you want to do. But you just want to do them. Wanting is not enough. You know, I can sit here and say I want $1,000 and then just wait. Or $1 million, or $10 million, doesn't matter. I'll say I want $10 million and now just wait. And I wait. And I still want it. I still want the 10 million. But eventually, I'll come to the conclusion that I should just deal with what I have, or be comfortable with what I have, or stick to what I have. And, you know, that won't give me my 10 million. That'll just justify the money I have right now as almost as good as the 10 million. Which it's clearly not. And that's what you're doing with your dreams. You're justifying it because you're not putting in any effort, then of course you're not gonna get any feedback from it. Not positive nor negative. You're just, you know, you're just doing what you do day after day and not even, you're not even in touch with what you want to do. You know, if you're even in that area, even if you fail, even if you completely mess up and fuck up and everything goes to shit, then you're still in that loop. You're still doing it and you're still getting some feedback. You still feel involved. And to put that in a different example, you know, that's what happens with our friends. If we don't see the friends, we don't stay in touch with them and we lose them as our friends. You know, usually that happens through distance, but basically it's because we don't get involved in their lives. If we got involved daily, I'm sure you would stay friends with them for decades. And the same thing goes for your job. The same thing goes for your passion. The same thing goes for everything in life. If you deal with it on a day-to-day basis, or even just, you know, every other day, you will get feedback from it, you will move in it, and you will try to get better. Because that's what we do. We always try to get better at things. Tell me one thing you're not trying to get better at. Can you even think of one? Or as the other example, tell me everything you're trying to get better at. Probably trying to make more money, probably trying to improve your relationship or get a relationship, probably trying to have more fun in life, trying to be fitter, or trying to just enjoy it more, whatever. You know, there's a million things you're trying to improve on at the same time. Maybe a little by little, maybe a little by little, and maybe not as much, but you're trying to improve them. And, you know, your passion, your job takes up so much of your life. If you just take the average, that's 40 hours a week. That's 160 in a month. That's 52 times 40. A lot of hours in a year. 2080? Something like that, I don't know. But it's a lot of hours every single year that you're putting in your work. And if it's not something you completely love, then it's gonna become something you hate. Then all the energy, all the fun we'll get out of it, it'll become a black, gray, or white job. You know, just devoid of any emotion in any color. And then that will translate to you. Or the other way around. I don't know what starts first, but eventually you'll both end up gray. And you'll both end up bored, your job will be boring, you will be bored, you will then hate it, and you'll try to get emotions into it, which will probably just be negative emotions and not any good emotions. And then your life will just suck. You can do that if you want to. If you don't want to put in any effort, if you don't want to do anything with it, then, just become gray. I'm not forcing you to have any color. I'm just saying with more color, it's so much better. And you just have to allow yourself to show what you have inside. Just allow yourself to be free. Check out whatever it is that you have inside. What's fun? What isn't fun? And then try to really focus on getting more of what's fun and getting less of what isn't fun. Because that way, you'll eventually, if you do that every day, eventually, like in a year or 2 years or however long, you'll end up with 10,000 things you love and like 2 things you don't love. Or something along those lines, There'll always be something you don't love and things will come up, but it'll be a lot better. And then, when you finally have those 1,000 things, you realize that you don't have to prove yourself to anyone anymore. You don't have to justify your thoughts, you don't have to justify your actions, you don't have to try to impress anyone, you don't have to try to please anyone. You'll just be you. Entirely, without worrying about anything. And how do I know that? Well, just look at all the people that have money, that aren't worried about it, and then follow their passions. Wherever that may be. Whatever category that is. If you want to look at movie stars, or pop idols, or whatever they're called, or businessmen, or entrepreneurs, or spiritual celebrities, I don't know what, like spiritual guides, or high people in spirituality, whatever. If you look at any of them, and if they really love it, then they'll just say whatever they want to say. The most common example would be movie stars, because you hear a lot about their lives. And they don't really care. They just say whatever they want. They portray themselves as who they are. And they'll get fans, and they'll get hate, and they'll get people that don't care about them. But they don't care how many fans they have. They don't care how many haters they have. They love the fans and they couldn't care less about the haters. But it doesn't matter to them how many they have or how much positive or negative feedback they get. They're just who they are. They're just allowing themselves to be themselves without having any restrictions on them. Without trying to please anyone, without trying to get the job that your parents told you to get, or without worrying about their life so much. And that frees them up. And that's why, you probably love some of them. You can't love everyone because every person is different and some speak to you and some don't. But you love some movie stars and you hate some movie stars. And just by the intense emotion that you feel when you're in contact with them or when you hear about them, you know that they are truly who they are. When instead you're in contact with someone who isn't colorful at all, you don't really feel that intense about them. Just look at your coworkers. Do you feel really intense about them? Do you hate them? Do you love them? Probably not. And if you hate them, then they'll probably free themselves up a bit more so that you allowed your own character or your own personalities to go into conflict with one another. And the same thing happens with your partner, except for you like your partner's personality. Basically the same thing. But if you free yourself up more, you'll be, happier. People will be more emotional about you and you'll be more emotional. You won't care if you want to cry, you just cry. It doesn't have to be negative. And that all of that is literally just from the point of try to shine. Try to do something of value. Try to do what you want to do. No matter what others say. If you're inside of your green personality, whatever that may be, and everyone else is gray, then they'll want you to become gray. Why? Because the more the merrier. The more people that are gray, the better the gray people feel about themselves because they'll think they're the right color. But if you're green inside, you don't want to really be gray. You want to be green. And, you know, then if you're going against the person who's, what's the opposite of green? Purple, I think. You know, then you'll probably go into conflict with each other. And that's okay. That's fine. You know, you'll love the blue people, you'll love the yellow people, and you'll probably hate the purple people, and for the red ones you probably don't care much. But, you know, it's just, if everyone's gray, then you'll think the same about everyone. Yeah, everyone's okay. Yeah, that person's okay. Yeah, they're fine. Yeah, I kinda like them. Yeah, I kinda hate them. But it's not really anything strong. And you won't feel strong either. You'll be like, yeah, my life's okay. That's why whenever someone says, how are you? You say, I'm fine. I'm okay. Nothing's bad, nothing's going on, nothing's good. It's just, you know, life. And then you walk around life with that exact same attitude. You walk around feeling everything's okay, everything's fine, and nothing really changed. Why are you... And that's just because you're gray. That's just because you're not allowing yourself to feel emotions. You don't allow yourself to be happy. You don't allow yourself to be excited. And you don't allow yourself to be sad or angry either, because you can't be mad at someone, you can't yell at someone in a public place. That's frowned upon. And you can't cry, especially if you're a man. That's really bad. Are you kidding me? Seriously? Come on, people. You know, everyone cries, everyone's angry, everyone's sad. And it doesn't matter if you cry at home in your bed or out in public, whatever. You know, if you feel like crying, then go cry. If you feel like yelling at someone or kicking something, then do it. And if you feel like hugging people, then you should be able to do that too. Just for the sake of doing it, just for being who you are. You know, that doesn't mean when you're angry you should hurt people. And I know that's where all the conflicts come in, you know, oh no, they said something that insults them. Don't take things so seriously, you know, people yell, people talk shit, people are stupid sometimes. People get emotional. It's what happens. That's just what happens. And if you try to, since society tries to control everyone so much, everyone just became gray. And you know, I guess that's fine for like controlling the masses and ensuring that nothing really goes wrong, but that also takes away of any personality. I don't want you to have that too. So I talked long enough now about what's going on. Now let's talk about how you can get more colorful, how you can just find your own color. Because that's really the important part, is to find out what color you are, whatever that is, and then, you know, go live it out. Live it out to the fullest. And you don't have to know, you know what, I'm a blue person, I don't like red people, I have no idea what color I am. I just, you know, it's sort of weird. I just walk around town and I see all these like people that are great, that are just devoid of life. It's better to say they're devoid of any energy. And then I see energetic people, and it seems like there's a color emitting from them. You know, maybe some people call it auras. I don't really see the color, I just feel like there's a color. And it doesn't matter what color you are, it's important that you let something out, that you feel that energy, that you become positive, and that you just live your life instead of trying to exist in it. So how do you get there? How do you get more colorful? Well, the best leader or the best guide you should take is yourself as a kid. Because when you were a kid, you were energetic as fuck. You just ran around everywhere, you did whatever you wanted to do, and you were colorful. Kids don't have any pressure, they don't have any negative feelings, they don't have stress. They just run around, they do whatever they want to do, and that creates energy, and that creates that color. That's why kids always draw like in every single color. If you ask an adult to draw, he'll probably pick up a pencil or a pen first and draw the outline without adding color. If you ask a kid to draw, he'll be like, where are the colorful crayons? Where are my markers? Where's my color? Where's my, where is the life? And the same thing with, their rooms. They want to have colorful walls. They don't want to have white walls. They want to have like green or pink or red or blue or whatever. No, the action figures have to be colorful, or all their Legos have to be colorful, and it's just like crazy. It's crazy how creative they get with the colors. And you were like that too. At some point in your life, you were that colorful, that creative, that free. So look at yourself. What did you do as a kid that gave you fun? What gave you joy as a kid? What was fun? What was really enjoyable to you? Think about that for a minute. Maybe it was something like drawing. Maybe you drew a lot. Or maybe you liked to write and create stories. Maybe you just liked rolling down hills or climbing trees or playing hide and seek with your friends. Think about it. Alright, so now you thought about it. What was it? If it was something as advanced as you like to write stories or create stories, then you already have a really good starting point. As you grow up, that may differentiate a bit, but start there. And the point is that you have some things that give you joy hopefully. Hopefully you have something that you remember that gave you a lot of joy. And whenever you want to be inspired, whenever you want to try to find out what your passion is, do that thing first. Whatever it is. If you found rolling downhill was a blast, then just free yourself up from the looks of everyone else, go find the nearest hill and roll down. Just for the sake of feeling that aliveness again. Or if you loved jumping in puddles, then on the next rainy day, put on some rain boots or put on some of your water-resistant shoes and jump in every puddle you see. Go outside literally just for the purpose of doing that. Do only that. Only go out with the intention to jump on puddles or to roll downhill or to do something fun. Give yourself an hour or two. Set yourself the time aside and say, okay, this time I'm going to do something that gives me energy. Even if it's just 15 minutes, it doesn't matter. Set that time aside for you at least every other day. If you can, every day. I guarantee you that you will find other things you love to do. And then, take that momentum. Maybe, for example, you set yourself an hour aside. Then you go outside for 15 minutes, do whatever is fun, or you listen to music and do whatever you want that's fun inside, or you draw with just crayons or something, whatever it is that gave you joy as a kid. You start out with that for 15 minutes, and then you try to do something different the next 15 minutes, The next 15 minutes you just try, okay, what do I feel like doing now? What could be fun right now? And then the first thing that comes to mind, you do that. Ignore whatever comes after that. Whatever comes to mind first. Maybe it's fun to create a sculpture out of plants, out of leaves and stuff. Go do it. Don't wait for but that seems kind of like a waste of time, or whatever comes after that. Don't wait for that, just go out and do it right away. And if that bug comes, then say, yes, but I set this time aside especially to do stupid stuff like that. And then you'll find that there's a lot of things you enjoy. And eventually those things, as you go on, day by day, they'll become more advanced. And eventually, you'll end up, you might have been like, an architect, and you might end up playing the drums within a month. And then within a year from that, you become one of the leading drummists of the world. It happens like that, it really does. And you don't believe me, but Just look at anyone who has a life-changing experience. Most people that have life-changing experience go from one end of the spectrum to something completely different. For example, just because that's the best example, I started out as trying to become a marine biologist. Now I'm talking to you here about my motivation. And although you could draw some line connecting the two, it's pretty unconnected. And I know people who started out cleaning toilets that now do the same stuff I do. Or that, clean floors and now do this. Or people that wanted to wanted to open up a gym and are now learning to play the guitar because they want to be in a band. Whatever it is. The changes just come that way. That's how you find your passion. You don't get hit in the face with your passion. You don't just wake up one day and a little elf is sitting there with a sign and hitting you on the head repeatedly until you realize, oh, this is my passion. What is it? And then you look at the sign and it says guitar. That doesn't happen. That's not how this works. It works the way that you do whatever you find fun, and then you do that day after day after day. And since it started out already being fun, the better you get at it, the more fun it's going to be. And eventually you'll just be crazy in love with it. That's how usually relationships start out. You have kind of this crush on the other person, and everything's lovey-dovey, and then you feel each other out, and the love grows and grows and grows, and then when there's nothing more to find out about the other person, it usually sinks again. Because you don't do anything interesting, or you don't leave any room for anything you don't know about the other person. You want to know everything at the beginning, and then once you know everything, it just becomes boring. The excitement is gone. If you left some things open, for example, their work day every day, and then you ask them about their work day because it excites you, you want to know more about the person, you still feel like they need to know what they did. And then that person tells you, oh my god, this was so amazing, today all of these crazy things happened. And then you psych each other up. But that can only happen if you're passionate about your work to begin with. Because otherwise you're like, yeah, it was an okay day. It was fine. And then we're back at the grayscale. But just, I can't stress it enough how important it is for you to find that passion and to become colorful, to get that energy going. The world deserves your color. I believe everyone has a unique color that they get to emit after they found their passion. And the bigger you make that, the more you focus on whatever it is your color is trying to tell you, the grander your impact will be on the world. And maybe your color just says, hey, I want to help just this special group of people. But then the more you work on that, the bigger of an impact you're going to make on that group of people. Maybe you decide you want to cure some disease, some special niche disease that only affects very select few in this world. Well, if you really focus on it, if you really get into it, you might be able to find an entire cure for that thing. And that's a pretty huge impact, especially for those people. Some other people that don't have anything to do with that disease might not care. But that doesn't matter to you because you wanted to help those people. And other people, like the big leaders of the world, like Gandhi, Einstein, George Washington, whoever, they had their niche. They had whatever they wanted to do and they got really into it. And look at the impact they made. Anyone who's not a physicist might have heard about Einstein but not really care about what he did. But he loved doing that. That was his thing, and he did that. And if there's probably leaders that I don't even know about because I'm not anywhere involved in that field. And there's leaders that I don't, and leaders I know that you don't know. And those people are just because they're so tight in their niche, and that's what made them so amazing, because they invested everything they had into that. They found out, okay, this is fun, this is fun, this is good, let's get more of that. That sounds great. Let's get more of that fun going. Okay, what can I do tomorrow? What can I do to make this even more fun? Okay, I can do this. Oh, this is fun. Okay, maybe I can make this bigger. Maybe I can add more people to it. Maybe I can try to help more people. Oh, this is suddenly way more fun because it's exciting now. Because I have something to gain and something to lose. Oh, this creates energy. Okay, what now? Okay, let's start a company with this. Oh wow, now I have people working under me, and it just adds so fast. But it's only if you keep getting excited about it, if you don't stop. We just talked about the relationship. Once there's nothing new, you stop and you fall back down to the gray. The same thing happened with your job. At the beginning it was new, it was scary, you were a bit nervous, new job, new people. You were excited, you were nervous about going to work, but it wasn't bad. It got bad as soon as it was a daily routine, as soon as it got the same boring thing happening over and over again. But now, find some things, you thought about some things that gave you joy as a kid. Do those things, and then try to make them bigger. Try to get more fun out of them. If you loved climbing trees, what's the next biggest thing? Well, you might go rock climbing in a gym or wherever they have those walls. And then the next thing might be going outside rock climbing, actual ones. And then the next one might be free-handed rock climbing, Keep adding onto it. Because when you keep adding onto it, the things that you start out with, they'll just grow, and you'll grow alongside with them. And that's the key point. You will grow with your challenges, with your improvements that you make with everything in your life. Even if it's something that's like rock climbing or drawing or whatever it is. You learn lessons from everything you do. But only if you improve the things. You will go, you will fail, you will go up again, you will fail again, and you will go up again. And throughout that process, you learn and learn and learn. But if you stay at one level, then there's no fluctuation, and you've probably already learned everything you learned from that line. It's just a line, and whatever happened with that, you either learned something from it or you didn't, and then you need to go on a different level. You might need to go higher, you might need to go down low, you might need to go back, you might need to go forward, but you need to go somewhere. And it's there where you learn the next thing. But if you just keep that line the same as it is, like with your job, it's just the same as it is over and over again, then nothing will change. You won't learn anything, you won't grow, nothing will be different, and it will just become worse and worse and worse. Because inside of you, there's this need to grow, this need to get more. We always want to get more. And if you've noticed, these ideas just keep repeating themselves. They're in a cycle. Everything is connected somehow to the next thing. And your passion, the thing that you really love to do, is definitely connected to those fun things you did as a kid. Try those things out. Really go outside. Take your time every single day. Do it. That's a challenge to you. I'm challenging you right now to this. I don't think you can do it. I don't think you can. Prove me wrong. Come on, do it. Prove me wrong. And if you're watching this video, whenever it may be, write it down in the comments. However long it may be. Maybe this video is 10 years old by the time you're watching this. Write it down in the comments. Maybe it's just a couple days old. Write it down. Tell me that you did it. Tell me that you're accepting this challenge and you're just going out. Not for me, but for you. You want to have something to be passionate about. You want to have this color. You want to have this amazing life, right? This is your first step. This is the first sign by you watching this video. This longer than I expected it to be video. It's your first sign. It's the first sign telling you, this is it. Here, do this and you'll get your passion. Let me repeat that. This is the sign you've been waiting for. This is it right here. That challenge is the first thing you need to do on your path. Don't wait any longer. This is it. This is it. Okay? One more time. With me, repeat after me. This is it. This is it. This is the sign you've been looking for. Go out there and get it. Do it. This video, start right now. The rest of this video is not important. I'm just gonna say goodbye. Go right now. Stop the video, pause it, go. Do it. And like I said, this video is over now. Talked long enough. I hope you guys get something out of this. This is just me trying something different right now. Tell me what you think. Do that challenge. And tell me what you got out of it. Alright? See you in the next one. Hope you enjoyed it. Go out there and get your color, get your passion, shine among the rest, and live that life you always wanted to.